Hey, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Try to position my camera where it'll stay up while I'm doing this. Today's laundry day, and today is a bad hair day. Looking a little nappy. I've got to wash this. I got tons of hairspray and gel all through it. I haven't washed it in about 4 or 5 days, because of the amount of hair product I put on it through the week. So I've got to wash all the hair product out of my hair today and do laundry. So, kind of want to talk about something that's like been bugging me. And I'm taking it to social media this morning because I don't have any girlfriends. All my girlfriends ended up sleeping with Bobby and Josh and took off and didn't want anything else to do with me and started treating me bad. And that's how I could always know when one of the girls that were around me was sleeping with one of them, because they would start getting cocky and arrogant and wanting to be the best, whatever. And then they'd start treating me like shit every time that they started sleeping with him. So every time a girl started treating me like shit, I knew that she was sleeping with him. And they all got the same look in their eyes. They would come on my property, and they would see little Joshua and Bobby, and they'd lock eyes, they wanted to fuck him right there on the floor. And then they would do this deep, intense stare at each other. They would have this long, intense stare at each other. And I would be like, do you not see me right here? Or do you just not care that I'm right here? So, when everything hit the fan and my husband tried to murder me 6 years ago, and I left. So, we haven't been together for the past 6 years. But he and I still keep a sense of family unit with the kids. And he still calls my mom, Mom. And he still spends the holidays with my family. So he doesn't go eat Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner with his family. He still eats Christmas dinner and Thanksgiving dinner and the holidays with my family. And I'm like, nigga, if I'm such a horrible person, I'm gonna stop saying that word now. I think I made my point to Scoop how I've said it. But anyway, so I was like, if I keep letting all of this dirt shit slide and you doing me dirty and everything, then I'm condoning your bad behavior and I'm saying that it's okay and whatever. And then, okay, so he tried to murder me. Well, first he started hitting me. First it was domestic abuse. And then, first it started out for verbal abuse. Went from verbal to physical. Went from physical abuse to him trying to murder me in the hotel room. And then went from him trying to murder me in the hotel room to, in between all of this, they also molested my daughter and raped her. And then went on the radio trying to make themselves look good, played my pussy stinks all over the radio, and started calling me a whore and all of this horrible stuff, adding insult to injury. So you've beat the shit out of me. You've molested my daughter. Then you try to murder me for telling that you molested my daughter. Then you go and try to reconcile with me over the past 6 years. And I won't let you get close. But you still spend every holiday for the past 6 years with my family. Not yours, not Miguel, not Carmen, not Melissa, not Maria. But this is where he likes to be for the holidays. So this must be his home, right? This must be his home. If this is where he would rather be than with his own people, right? So everything just started settling down after the shit hit the fan and all the lies and everything came out. And then Bobby went on the TV and on the radio trying to do a character assassination on me and calling me a whore and all kinds of names and saying that my pussy stank and trying to keep me from being with another man, trying to keep me from any other man wanting to be with me is the main goal in that. And I don't even know why, because like he literally says he hates my guts every day. So if you literally say you hate my guts every day, then why won't you let me move on to another man or, like somebody better and for me and you find someone better for you? Well, last night, everything started to settle down and we wasn't fighting and everything started to settle down. And so like last night I was in the living room and my mom was like, Heather, Heather. And I was like, yeah. She was like, have you been on Jacob's Facebook page? And I was like, no, I haven't been trolling Jacob's Facebook page. She was like, you need to go on Jacob's Facebook page. Now, mind you, this is a man that I've been married to for 23 years. This isn't like somebody I've only known a year, someone I've known 2 years or 6 months. I've spent 23 years of my life with this man since I was 19. So, and then I knew some of his people even when I was younger than that, all the way up back to the age of 14. So you got to remember, I've known this guy and his family since the age of 14. I knew his family since the age of 14. Me and him got together when I was 19 to 20. Had my first son with him at 21. Second child, my daughter, at 22. And then my last son at 22, 23, 24, 25, at 26. So I had my last child at the age of 26. And I'm 46 now. So 20 years later, and I'm 46. So anyways, so last night I found out that my husband has a daughter that I never knew about. I went on my son's Facebook page, and when I looked on my son's Facebook page, I was like, I sat there and watched the video, and then I went scrolling at the pictures, and I was like, she looks just like she looks just like the girl, or she looks just like, my son. And then I know a few girls that look like her. And I'm like, he fucking cheated on me. Not only did he cheat on me, but he had a whole kid with someone. He had a whole kid with someone else. Like, how do you hide a whole human being? How do you hide for 23 years a whole human being? And then I'm sitting here, I'm looking like, okay, I'm sitting here, I'm like, so I asked my son, I was like, how old is she? And he was like 24. So I'm like, my husband got her mother pregnant a few months before I found out I was pregnant with my first son. So, Mr. Sportscaster, listen to this. So, this is from Debbie's house, or a little bit before Debbie's. So, actually, I think this would probably had to been in the duplex, because in the duplex I was a massage therapist making $50 an hour and making $300 a day in tips. And he was bragging to all of his friends about how much money I made. That's what he was bragging to all of his friends about, was how much money I made. Not how pretty, smart, intelligent, and sweet and charming I was. But he was bragging to his friends about how much money I made. And I guess that should have been like a red flag then. I guess, like, maybe he's just a user and he's just using me, or like whatever. And then, like, once the kids were old enough and he wouldn't have to pay child support, well, let's just offer and throw her away like garbage and like trash, and now we don't have to worry about her anymore. Like, it was just like so heartbreaking, like finding out that the person that you love and that you cherish and that you think is your best friend, and the person you're telling all your secrets to, is actually not your best friend, but actually someone sleeping in the same bed with you that hates you and wants nothing but to destroy and hurt you. And I'm like, okay, so I have this person who just wants to hurt and destroy me and watch me suffer. Like, that's mentally healthy. And you just want to cause all this drama and all of this pain and be like, you know, and then blame me for it. Like, you do all of this shit and fuck up, and then you blame me for it. And you make me look like the worst person in the world. And you've caused me and the kids so much hurt and so much pain with your lies and all of the bullshit that you pull that we're not going to talk about, and the bullshit that you do. You've caused me and the kids so much pain, Bobby and Josh, that I don't think that we will ever be emotionally, like, okay again. Like, you are users and you are manipulators and you do bad things to hurt people who are good people, and then you blame them and you tell them that it's all their fault, and it's not all of their fault. And it's a damn shame that you cause and wreak so much havoc in people's lives everywhere that you go. Like, you didn't think about my kids' feelings or our kids' feelings. And still to, like, I just seen this last night and I just found this out last night. And so he's already known about the child, he's already met the child, and he spent Thanksgiving with me and my family. And he did not tell me that he had a child or that he knew that he had a child. And then that night, he looked at me on the way home and he was like, "You're about to see how much I don't give a shit." So, and he'll be like all happy and go lucky in like front of my family and acts like he's the old Bobby. But then when me and him get alone, it's who he is in private. That is why I can't accept him in public. Let me say that again without throwing out too much shade to my family and to his. It is who he is to me in private, which is why I can't support him in public or deal with his shit in public. And I shouldn't have to. You've broken every single bone in my body. You have shoved a machete in my vagina. You have put holes in every vital organ in my body. You went on TV in the news and tried to call me a whore and played that my pussy stank. You have done everything and anything that you can, not only to break me, but to break my soul and to make sure that I never love anyone else again. Love didn't hurt me, Bobby hurt me. Now, let me say that again. Love didn't hurt me because when love is real, it doesn't hurt. Love didn't hurt me. Bobby hurt me. Bobby hurt me, not love. Bobby hurt me. And he's going to have to pay for a lot of therapy. After divorce is over, he's going to owe me a shit ton of money. I'm just laughing. But he's got to pay for my therapy, my medical. You know, I got to sue him for I'm suing him for domestic violence and all the emotional and physical and mental torture that I've been subjected to by him and his family and his friends. Like, the physical and mental torture has been beyond measure. It is crazy. But the one thing I can say to Bobby is, at least you know I used the money to take care of your kids. And I'm not going to go and buy fake ass titties and lipo with your money. That money will go to help my medical care and to give me and the kids stability and to get on our feet. But I'm definitely not going to buy fake ass titties and lipo with your money. So, and at 18, the kid is yours. Like Kanye West. What's that song with Kanye West and Jamie Foxx? The story of the coldest woman ever told. Or let's see, what's that other one? What's that one where he's talking about an NFL football player. He's like, and then at the age of 18, you found out that the kid wasn't his. It's like Jamie Foxx, I think it is. And he's like, at the age of 18, you found out that the kid wasn't his. Well, unfortunately for him, all three of my kids are his. And he is the father. Yes, Bobby and Josh, you are the father. Unfortunately for me. If I could pick another baby daddy, I would. Because I think I deserve the coolest fucking baby daddy in the whole wide world that I can co-parent with without acting like a crazy batshit sadistic serial killer. But I would rather have a cooler baby daddy than you, But unfortunately, the kids are yours, and unfortunately, we're stuck with you for the moment while we go through divorce court and all, and this is what it's coming to. But sorry you can't say the kid ain't yours, because it is. And this is crazy. I can't believe it. Like, my husband has a kid, a daughter, no less, with like a whole nother human, a whole nother woman, and still hasn't even told me about it. He doesn't even have the balls enough to text me or to call me and to tell me about it. Wouldn't you rather tell someone over the phone and give them a couple of days to like cool down, instead of like tell them in person, and then you have to deal with the wrath of like their first reaction and their first reaction and their first explosion to the bad news? Like, don't you think you would rather like tell someone in a text or over the phone and then give them time to like calm down? But I don't know. He's probably gonna lie to me about the kid anyways. I already know. Like, I just found out from my son's Facebook page. Like, he didn't even tell me at all, and we're still married. And he still spends the holidays with me and my kids. So you still spend the holidays with me and my kids. And then, boom, all of a sudden pops out this kid out of nowhere. And, like, I'm like, okay, so then I'm like, and then you don't even have the balls enough to tell me. I'm sitting here, like, wanting to ask, like, a million questions. And I can't even ask you because you're going to fucking lie about it anyways. And you're not going to tell me the truth. And then I have all these questions and no answers. I have so many questions and I have no answers as to who Bobby really is, why he did this to me, why he thinks that it's funny to treat somebody so horribly, why he feels entitled that he can treat people so horribly, especially women. Him and his brother, and his family members, they're abusers. They beat. They like to get drunk and they beat. Even Benny and Arturo and all the cousins. Like, we've been told the stories how they like to get drunk and beat. I just never thought that they would get drunk and that they would beat me. And for me, that's a problem. Because I don't believe in hitting. I don't believe that it's okay to hurt women and it's not okay to hurt children. Let me say that again. It is never okay to hurt a woman, and it is never okay to hurt a child. More so, especially if you're her father, because you as a father are supposed to be the one person that child doesn't have to fear. That child is trying to depend on you to get them through this life and to help them make the right choices. Because kids don't come with an instruction manual on what they should and should not do in life. And so they depend on good parents and mentors to do this. Good parents and mentors. And so the other day, my daughter told me, before I found out about the sister, my daughter told me that she hated me and that she never loved me. I'm like, okay, so you're with your dad, who, and his golden horse, who like to drive you batshit crazy and fill you full of drugs and beat the shit out of you, because they have hit Gracie. Like, I've seen bruises going across her face here, I've seen bruises on her body. Gracie's had her ankle dislocated. She's had to have stomach surgery. Gracie's has developed heart problems because of what Bobby and Josh has done. So, because of what Bobby and Josh has done, Gracie's developed heart problems. She's developed an overeating disorder. She's developed a really bad eating disorder because of the emotional and physical abuse that they did to her too. So it's not just me. It's even Gracie. Me and Gracie got the worst of it. Now, granted, he does threaten the boys, but not as much as he does me and Gracie. One, because me and Gracie are women. Two, also, he does it to Gracie because Gracie isn't really his kid and his daughter. Gracie is his brother's, little Joshua's daughter. And so, like, then I was watching the video and I kept watching it, kept watching it, kept watching it. And I seen how Bobby looked back at Gracie and was like, now they see why this one ain't nothing. And then he comes over there and Gracie goes up and she gives the sister, a hug. And she goes, now you see why this one ain't nothing. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? You don't tell a kid she's nothing. The kid didn't do anything except for be born. You're the fucking shitty parent that should be teaching her what love is. You're the fucking shitty parent that should keep your fucking penis out of her. You're the fucking shitty parent that should be providing for her. You're the fucking shitty parent that don't even want your kids to have a good place to live or a safe place to live. You have the money to do that. You're just greedy ass whore and don't want to. It is your job to provide, protect, and lead, Bobby. And you do none of that. You do not protect, you do not provide, and you do not know how to lead a family as a man. You don't. Let me say that again. You do not know how to protect. You do not know how to provide. Because if so, you would have made sure me and your kids had a place to live. And you do a reasonably priced place to live that you know we're not going to get kicked out of. Then, so you need to protect, provide, and just get your shit together. Because I'm sick and tired of having to be the man and the woman in this relationship. And here you are, going around calling me a dick-sucking whore and playing that my pussy stinks. And here I found out you have been cheating. And not only have you been cheating the whole entire time, which you're the one that started cheating first, mister, but you have a whole kid, a whole human being, throughout the whole entire 23, 24, 25 years of marriage, going on 26 years that we've been together now. So throughout the whole 26 years, you have had this tiny human being that I have never known about for 26 years. And I don't know as a woman and as a wife how the fuck I'm supposed to deal with that, or how the hell I'm supposed to feel about that, because it's not the kid's fault. It's his fault. He's the one to blame. It's him. The little girl didn't do anything except for be born. He did it. And then he's mistreating my kids. And I'm fucking watching you, you dirty bastard. I'm sitting here and I'm watching you. I'm watching your every move. I even know when you fucking fart. I am watching you like a hawk, and I dare you to hurt one more kid. I swear to God, you're going in or you're going down. You're going in or you're going down. And you damn right, me and Gracie are suing the police department for not arresting your sorry ass. Because we have been subjected to so much more abuse than we should have ever had to. And had the cops intervened, and had the fucking cops done their goddamn job, me and Gracie wouldn't be hurting right now. So yeah, the cops got a lawsuit coming from me and Gracie. We're going to be rich, fat, and happy without your sorry ass. While you're sitting in a prison cell or you're sitting in an extended stay wondering why your life ain't shit. Because you fucking ruined every person that ever tried to love you. Let me say that again. You ruined every fucking person that ever just tried to love you. All you know how to do is hurt people. Hurt people, hurt people. Healed people, heal people. You have people who hurt people, and you have people who heal people. I don't know anybody that can heal you, Bobby. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody that can heal you. But I pray for you. Because your sins are great. And even though I can forgive you from afar, I could never be with you again. I'm never gonna see you as the old Bobby that you once were to me. Every time I look at you, I'm gonna look at you with fear. Not with love. I got something on my tongue, I'm sorry. I'm gonna look at you with fear and not with love. And by the end of this whole charade, fasago thing between me and you, by the time we're done with divorce, you're going to understand a couple of things. One, you're going to understand why looks don't matter and people do. Two, you're also going to understand the value of people and not the value of money. And three, you're going to understand the sanctity of family and what being a part of a family really is. And not only being a part of a family that is loving and kind and forgiving, but you're also going to miss the same family that you grew to love because you didn't love us and handle us properly. I wish you had been a better man, and I wish you would have stood up to your family and to your brothers and to your father especially. I was hoping you would turn out to be a better man than Miguel was to your mother. But turns out that all those stories and things that you and Miss Carmen told me about what Miguel put your mom and you through. How dare you talk bad about Miguel and talk about all the bad shit he did to your mother and then turn around and put me through the same thing. Generational abuse. It never breaks the cycle. Generational abuse. Miguel was mistreated Carmen, and he kidnapped his kids and took off with the kids away from Miss Carmen when Bobby and the kids were little. And then he brought Bobby back to Miss Carmen because he wouldn't stop crying. And so they have a history of kidnapping people's kids. They got a history of kidnapping kids, and it's crazy and it's wild, and I'm like, oh my God, where is this coming from? Ah! But anyway, so I didn't know my in-laws for the first 14 years that we were married, by the way. Just to give you a little background history on that. I did not know my in-laws before this. And my husband was a very private man. And so, like, I had this whole thing, like, I was sitting in the car one day and I was debating to myself about it. Because this is what I do. I profile people. I profile people because I'm a criminologist. And I know people's psyche. I know psychology. This is what I do. So, I'm sitting here at the traffic light. And I'm sitting here and I'm praying. And I'm sitting here and I'm praying. And I'm like, What should I do about this man? Like, I know, like, he has a past and he has a family and he has this, and I should be like wanting to ask questions and wanting to dig and wanting to pry and ask these hard questions about his past. But then the reason in me came out, and I'm like, well, what if he has a terrible childhood and maybe, like his dad committed suicide and murdered his mom? Or what if he found his dad hanging in a damn basement? Or what if he's an orphan? Or like there would have to be some really strong psychological reason for being so private with someone you're falling in love with. And, I'm 19 at the time. So, this is back before I had kids and before I had stretch marks and, before I had a bowling ball belly and I was hot shit and everything. And I clubbed and, did shit. But anyway, so that's before my mom days. So I'm sitting there at the light and I'm like, everybody's entitled to a past. Everybody has a past. Everybody has had sex or has had feelings or has had other relationships or whatever before me. Like, I don't expect me to be the only one at 19. I'm 19, but he's 25. So at this time, I'm a 19-year-old kid, fresh out of high school and fresh out of, massage therapy school, making $50 an hour plus $300 a day in tips, working for a um, high end day spa in Marietta, um, off of or across the street from Town Center Mall. So I'm working across the street from Town Center Mall at this swanky day spa, and I'm making more money than I've ever had in my life. And I'm fresh out of college, and I'm thinking frat girl party. Well, me and my friend Katie couldn't find an apartment as fast as I wanted to. We should have done the frat girl party and left these fucking horrible men at the door. But anyways, I say that, but she's married to my other best friend T-Bone. Their marriage is wonderful, and they have given me the best goddaughters ever. And I miss Hannah and Haley so much, but I'm glad that they're safe. I miss Hannah and Haley, but I know that they're safe. So anyway, so I'm sitting here and I'm like looking at this guy, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, you're playing my pussy stinks. You're saying that I can't date anybody else, but you don't want you don't want to date me either. You tell me that one minute that we're together and that we're never getting back together. and then you're trying to act like you love me, like at Thanksgiving. He was giving me, the I love you mysterious glaring eyes. And I'm sitting at the kitchen table. I'm like, we're talking to my cousin. I'm like, I see him from across the room. I'm like, this is getting weird. This is getting weird. Like, we're not romantically involved. We're just co-parenting. You just stay put watching sports with my mom. And so I'm just, it's crazy. And now I know about the daughter. And then he told me he had a son. He told me he had a son and said something about getting a DNA test. Because my husband's from Chicago. So he does that slick talk or sideways talking, or whatever. So, which I think is completely rude. And I'm just too straightforward to sideways talk. Like, I'm horrible at sideways and slick talking because I would just rather bust you in the face and say, now shut the fuck up, than to be going around all of this. So anyway, so I never asked my husband or anything about, no questions about his family or anything. And 14 years later, I met his family for the first time. And ever since I met his family, my life has been a living hell. It was not a good first meeting, and it was not a good first impression. And I guess I didn't make it a little bit of a first impression either, because when they came down, I was drinking a lot. But I was drinking a lot because I was so fucking nervous. Because I have PTSD at this time. So I have PTSD. I don't know anything about my husband's past. I don't know who his parents are. I don't know who he's grown up with. I don't know what to expect when they come walking through my door. And I already have 3 kids. So when I came down to visit, I was drinking a lot. Because I'm trying to stay happy and cheerful and not let them see how nervous I am. And, like, just, and not let them see how nervous I am. And so maybe the drinking didn't give off the best first impression either. I will give them that much. But I will say, I was nervous and scared to death about meeting them. And because I had never met them before, and our whole entire life had been built around without my in-laws being involved in our marriage and our life. And so, like, the sister came in first, we got along. The mother came in next, or the mom came in first, we got along. No, sister first, mom next. And then the rest of the family came down for Christmas. We had a huge Puerto Rican Christmas together, which was fun. But it was after that they left and then they went back home that my new in-laws became not so much fun. And they have this whole no snitching rule, which I don't understand and really doesn't apply to me because I wasn't raised the same way that they were raised. If I acted up, my mom would call the cops on me. And by the time I got home, the same officer that's been watching over me my whole life is sitting on my couch wanting to know why my mom's calling her again. And I would come home and there she is. I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah. Sure.
What do people normally use to dip their pinwheels in?
Pinwheels?
Mm-hmm.
It depends on what type of pinwheels. If they're like a ham sandwich type of pinwheel, you could do like some Italian breadcrumbs or some nuts or.
I'm talking about dressing wise.
What do you mean dressing?
Sauce.
Oh, salad dressing sauce. Like for a salad?
The pinwheel sandwiches.
Uh-huh.
Those.
Oh, yeah. Like with the tortillas?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just know like some people would use crushed up pistachios and roll it across. Some people use crushed bacon. It just really depends on whatever you want to use. I mean, and how fancy you want to get with it.
I don't want to get too fancy.
You want to do it like a party platter?
I'm just going to do little pinwheels, but I need to know what sauce to get to have.
To go inside the pinwheel. What kind of meat are you using?
Well, I was thinking about turkey, chicken, and ham.
Turkey, chicken, and ham? Okay, so turkey, chicken, and ham. You can use the Chick-fil-A sauce. You can get like a garlic parmesan sauce. Or something like that. A Caesar salad dressing sauce. Do like Caesar salad dressing pinwheels. We haven't done those before. Usually we do like the regular ham and cheese.
I'm just going to do the pinwheels and let everybody just get their own sauce.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put no sauce on it.
No.
I'm just going to let everybody do their own dipping sauce.
Okay, well that'll work. You can do that. I'm the queen of of party platters.
That's why I'm asking what type of sauce should I get for them to have to dip with.
You could do like one or two different flavors if you want. Half one flavor, half another flavor. Or you could do the dressing on the side.
The dressing's gonna be on the side.
Oh, yeah. Well, I would get just like two or three random different flavors. Like a Caesar salad. One that makes it taste like Caesar salad. Another one that's like maybe honey mustard. And then maybe like a sriracha or something, because I think Aunt Faye and all of them and Aunt Donna and them like sriracha. I can't eat sriracha. It's too hot for me.
I don't think Aunt Faye does. I don't think Aunt Tammy does. Not sriracha.
Okay, well, I don't
know.
know.
Most of the guys I see the sriracha.
Okay, well, I don't know then. Okay. Anyways. Christmas questions. Planning Christmas dinner. Christmas questions. Okay, so, what was I at? Oh. So, anyway, so, like, when it comes to my husband, like, I didn't meet my in-laws for the first 14 years. And so I had no idea what to expect when they came in. I was very, 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 very scared from some of the stories that I had heard. And I was very, 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 very worried about making an impression, a good impression. But not only just making a good impression, it was even just seeing if our families clicked. Because if our families don't mix and don't click very well, then the marriage isn't going to work anyways. You can't have the in-laws and the two in-laws not getting along. You're not going to be able to mix and have a happy home. In order to have a happy home, the chain has to be completely linked and no chink in our chain. Because we're going to fuckerize you. And my family, because we're military and police officers, we fuckerize people. So literally meeting my family is like coming home for Christmas and meeting the fuckers. or meeting, you know, meeting the fuckers, like, you know, like, not part one, but meeting the parents. It's like meeting the parents, part one. Like, you know, when he first comes home to meet the dad, and he's going ape shit nuts on how to make a good impression and doesn't know what the dad really does for a living until the end. And that's all I can say is we kind of fuckerized Bobby. So now I gotta find a new man to fuckerize. And to come into the circle of trust. We had a chink in the chain. I had to pull that part of the chink off. And I need a new piece of the chain to complete my circle of trust. But, you know, no chinks in the circle of trust and no chinks in my chain. Everybody has to get along. That's it. You know, we all have to love each other. We're family. And he was a chink in my chain. And it just didn't work out. But now I need a new one. And I'm going to fuckerize you. So, anyways, so, yeah, that's fun. But, I don't know, but the main reason why I did this video is because I was interested in getting other women's perspective. Like, I guess if, like, we were still together, I would be more mortified and more distraught and more hurt. But now that he's put me through so much stuff, I'm just like, oh, well, that's just who he is. You know? This is the type of shit I expect from this asshole, because this is just who he is as a person. But then I'm like, you know, so because we've been separated for 6 years, I don't feel the right to get mad, even though he still feels the right to tell me that I can't date. Which, why are you telling me on national TV that my pussy stinks, but then also telling me at the same time that I can't date? Why can't this single woman date a single man? If my pussy stinks and I'm horrible and I'm not allowed to date another man, though. If that was the truth, you wouldn't be so intimidated. But I have to say, to defend my honor, about when it comes to me and to Gracie, what I was thinking and feeling about the whole situation when it came out of who Gracie's dad really was. And I was hurt and upset, of course, and felt violated at first. And it took me 6 years to get over it. Well, 5 years. It'll be 6 years next month. We're still at 5 years. So it took me about 5 years to get over it. But what I felt about it was I didn't feel anything majorly derogatory in the sense that I wanted to do nothing but bash the two boys. And because they were my boys. Those were my boys. I was married to the eldest brother, and then, they're living in my house and I have their kids, and this is my little family and my little kingdom, and my tribe. This is my tribe, and this is how and where we vibe. But anyway, so after the shock and awe wore off, and the cussing and everything, and I came to terms with it and I dealt with it. I was reading my Bible one day, and I was reading about Bathsheba in the Bible and some of the other women. And I was sitting there and I was like, instead of looking at this as a negative or whatever and scarring my kids mentally, why don't I look at this as a good thing? Because there's polygamists in Utah and people who love more than one people all over the world, and people just love differently. So I was like, well, how wonderful of a woman would I have to be to have two men fall in love with me and choose me without me even knowing it, and accept me and respect me to be the mother of their children. Because as for me, those two knuckleheads are my kids' natural fathers. There are no other baby daddies with my kids. I never went and cheated on Bobby and had a whole nother kid with another man and then try to make him raise it. I didn't do that to him. I didn't go out and sleep with another man and then be like, it's yours. And then 18 years later, it's not yours, she's mine. No, it wasn't like that. So, but those two knuckleheads are my natural baby daddies. Like, there is no other baby daddies but little Joshua and Bobby, who are brothers and who are in the same bloodline. Like, I didn't break the bloodline. I didn't switch my swag up, little Joshua. Like, y'all are brothers, and you two knuckleheads made this decision because you knew I wanted a daughter. I got a daughter, and I was happy for her. And you try to drive her batshit crazy and make her look like a horrible person, too. And Gracie has a beautiful heart, and who cares how big she is? She is large and in charge, and she is big, and she is bodacious, and she has the kindest, sweetest heart. out of anybody I've ever met in my life. At least she used to until you destroyed it. She was the sweetest, most pleasant person to be around and had a heart of gold until you destroyed it. So you see, I'm not just mad because it's not just about me. You didn't just break my heart. You broke our daughter's heart. You broke our son's heart. You broke our home. You broke our happiness. You broke our peace. You robbed more from me and the kids than just material stuff. The material stuff can be replaced. And I don't give a fuck what Alicia says about we're just vanity ridden and we need material shit. Fuck Alicia and her minimalist shit. You gotta have a house to sleep in. You gotta have a car to drive. You gotta have a job. You gotta have money. Just because she doesn't want to work and she doesn't want to have those things. There are some of us in this world that have kids and families to take care of and people who depend on us. And we have to get our fucking asses out of the bed at 5 a.m. to go work an 8-hour shift so we can pay for the fucking house that belongs to your sister that you're living in for 8 years rent free. That's right. You lived in this materialistic bitch's fucking house rent free for 8 years because you didn't want to work and build anything for yourself. So you better check yourself, Alicia, before you wreck yourself. Because it was my materialistic ass that had a house, that had a car, that gave you safety, that gave you food, gave you shelter, gave you water, gave you electricity, gave you cable, and you had everything that you fucking needed and never had to pay a dime. Me and my family did that for you, you fucking bitch. So you better watch the way you talk to me. Because it was this white bitch that was your best sugar mama. This best white bitch, your sister, took care of your ass for 8 years. Every day. Even longer than 8 years. Because you were living with us sometimes off and on, even before we bought the house. Even when we were just renting, you still lived with us, Alicia. It was me and my husband that took care of you. Now, you're not scared to hurt my feelings, but I'm wondering why you're so buddy-buddy with my husband, who you claim to hate. But I see you and him and little Joshua everywhere together. And I have to ask, were you ever secretly fucking my husband? Because you did tell him to shoot me, and he did. So I think you might have been one of the girls secretly fucking my husband. And this is how I find out about all of you. And while I look at him and I'm just like, he's a no. He's got bad karma and broke ass scrub written all over him. I'd rather not. Peace out. He's all yours.